Welcome to the Wilmington Chambers podcast. We're glad you're back with us. You'll see that I've got my rock star team, or at least 4/6 of us right now in the room with me in the studio today. The Wilmington Chamber is a business membership organization, and our vision is to promote prosperity by cultivating business growth. We do that in a lot of ways, creating connection opportunities, creating education opportunities for business owners, advocating very strongly on behalf of individual businesses as well as the business community on the whole, advocating for critical investments in our quality of life and infrastructure. A new bridge across the river would be great. Y'all knew I was going to say something about that.
Of course.
And so anyway, but today I have, again, rock stars on the team, Megan Mullins, who's our Chief Marketing and Engagement Officer.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And then we have Laura Primavera, who is our Director of Leadership and Programs and Initiatives. I'm sorry, I got that all messed up, but she's a rock star in leadership development. And then Emma Erickson is our, I think, our Manager of Member Experiences or Engagement or something like that. But in any event, the reason why their titles almost don't matter is because they're all awesome at everything that we do, and we do everything together. It's a phenomenal team at the Chamber, and we have a lot of fun together. We work really hard, and sometimes we're really tired, but it's good stuff. And so lately, though, we've all participated in ways to recharge ourselves. And so that's what I wanted to share with our viewers today, you guys, is that how important it is not only to recharge personally, and I think you guys have all done a good job of taking your vacation this year, and I'm going to wrap my ruler on your knuckles if you haven't, and if you don't before the year end, because that's critically important. But it's also important to reinvest in what you're learning about what you do and how to learn from other people about how they do what we do. And so I think, so the most recent experience was that Megan and I got to fly out to Indianapolis for the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives, which is made up of our counterparts not only across the country, but we also have members in Canada. So that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, which is critical when you get to go off on professional development jaunts across the country. But Megan, you want to talk a little bit about your experience there?
Yeah, it's my first time attending this conference. And so for me, anytime that we have an opportunity to spend time with other Chamber of Commerce professionals, I think is critically important for us. When I work for a franchisee or when I work agency side, there's so many other people that are doing work like that are close to me, that are accessible. But this chamber stuff is sort of unique. And each chamber really is unique to the communities and the boards that are serving as volunteers with us and the staff that works alongside us. And so getting to spend time with other people that do this, that live in this world, I think is just invaluable.
Absolutely. And Laura got to spend a week, or almost a week, earlier this summer with other leadership program directors across the country. And I'd love to hear more. I mean, and you were texting us the whole time you were there with all these.
Was I? I'm sorry.
No, it was good. It's typical Laura. But it was also just knowing how excited you were. It was really fun. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah. We joined the Association of Leadership Programs in January. I came to your office and made a big case as to why it was very important that we invest in that membership for me selfishly.
I was not a pushover at all.
Of course not at all. We were in Atlanta with other community leadership professionals for about a week at the end of June, and learning about the other flagship programs like Our Leadership Wilmington, other alumni programs, other youth programs, and being around folks that have successfully done these things for years and years as you're building out new things or dreaming up new things or thinking of new ways to raise scholarship money to support a youth going through a program, having access to people from across the country to ask questions of is really valuable. So, and I wanted you guys to feel a part of it, so I had to text you the whole time.
We always feel a part of your life.
We're always included. Thank you for that.
And we've also had other podcast conversations about our leadership development programs that we lead at the Chamber with our team of volunteers. Megan, I assume those are still accessible for people if they have an interest in those other podcasts.
Yeah, all the podcasts you can find on our YouTube page. Any any podcast network, really. I mean, Emma's usually managing that side of the work for us.
Awesome. Cool. So Emma has been out of college, what now, 3 years?
Yeah, 2020.
So 2
years.
2 years. Yeah. Wow. And if you meet Emma at any of our events, you won't believe that she's only 2 years out of her college career, because she's so bright and so mature, and so she handles herself so well. So, but she got to go away for a first leadership development opportunity earlier this summer. Also, you want to talk about your experience?
We went to Hilton Head, and I went with Natalie, so that was a lot of fun. We drove 5 hours together.
Was that a lot of fun?
It was a lot of fun. But it was interesting because it was right after I switched my job description. So I sat at tables with people, and I didn't know what their jobs were or how to do their jobs. So I kind of was looking for a lot of advice that time, and it was helpful. I have a bunch of contacts that I can reach out to at any point in time. So it was awesome.
Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And Emma underscored kind of my resiliency in that I love change. And so when I find an idea somewhere that might require a restructuring of our team and our job descriptions, I'm not shy about approaching you guys with those ideas. So I'm not sure, Emma, I think you might have had 3 different job descriptions since you joined the team a year ago. Yeah. Laura has only had one title, but I'm pretty sure her job description has ebbed and flowed and is about to again. But just recognizing the strengths and the gifts that each of you offer and how you complement me is such an important way to create a team and have a culture where we really are teammates and we really do work together. It's one of my favorite things I get to do as a team leader, and I'm glad that you guys are as responsive to ideas and things. So this is a test. Yep. Who can tell me what R&D means in the chamber industry?
Rip off and duplicate.
Very good, Laura.
What do I win?
Laura's always the first one to raise her hand in every way. That's awesome. It is. It's true. And so you've all alluded to the fact that you've met people in other parts of the country or world and who are doing really interesting things that you think some version of might apply in our community. So while Laura and Emma reflect on their experience, which was longer ago, maybe, Megan, you can throw out some idea, some gem that you heard about that you have some interest in trying to incorporate into our chamber.
I mean, gosh, I think during COVID, when we were first given some shutdown orders, and we're trying to figure out how to respond and how to help businesses, I found a document from the West Tuscaloosa Chamber. It was how to safely restart your business, right? And just provided some guidelines to try to encourage folks to continue operating safely and differently. And so we ripped off and duplicated that document, kind of put our own spin on it.
Put the North Carolina spin on it.
Put a North Carolina spin on it, and then also kind of opened up, some graphic design services, really, and just kind of rebranded that template over and over and over again for chambers of commerce all over North and South Carolina. So just trying to be helpful to each other in the industry, too, I think is kind of one of the things that's really unique about this work.
Sure. I learned while we were in Indianapolis about one of my chamber friends and colleagues. Their entire chamber got shut down because of a cyber attack. And so from them, I learned that we've really got to stay on top of all of our things. And we're grateful that our provider, Cloudwise, a great chamber member, has all kinds of mechanisms in place to try to protect us. There are also a lot of things that we have to do as well. For example, Emma, when somebody sent me an email a couple of weeks ago telling me that your bank account had changed, I knew for a fact that it wasn't you because we had had an experience with Laura just a year ago where somebody on the team actually fell for that email and made that bank account change. And it's scary for the person who's expecting the paycheck to be in their account. And that all worked out. We got that ironed out, as you will, but this chamber, it completely shut down because when that attacker comes in, they only want cash to give you back your stuff. right? It's all about a hostage-taking situation and the challenge that is presented. And so that's one of the new things that I learned is now what do I need to do, come back here to be a responsible steward of our organization and all of our data and literally how we do work. There are computers, there are laptops, there are cell phones. They had to stop using them all because they were all impacted by this virus.
That's scary.
It is. It is. So that's one of my learnings from Indianapolis. What about you, Emma? Anything you brought back from CACCE?
Yeah, and we've touched on this a little bit recently with their our CRM chamber master, and just the systems that other chambers have in place to send emails. So when I went to the Hilton Head conference, people were talking about their email system for member renewals and all those kinds of things. And I haven't done those, or I didn't at the point in time, and now I do. And also pulling reports. I had never done that either, and now I'm pulling reports. And Haven and I sat down the other day, and we were trying to figure out how to pull a report, and we both couldn't figure it out. So I emailed someone from the conference, and she told me how to do it. So
Perfect.
Yeah,
There you go. See, that's awesome. That's awesome. Laura, what did you learn that you either have or have an interest in implementing? Because you've implemented a lot of new things this year.
Yeah, we have, and we're going to keep implementing more new things. I will say selfishly, I'm really wanting next year to start the certification for the CCLP certification to be a community leadership practitioner and have that comma after my last name. And so I'm really excited to make my case for that to start in January. It's going to take 3 years, but I'm really committed to the leadership work that we're doing at our chamber for our community from 7th grade all the way up to C-level. So
I just heard a commitment that Laura's not leaving me for 3 years. And if that's all it takes, baby, not a hard sell.
Let's do it.
Not a hard
In
sell.
this job market, you got it.
Right. I'll take that commitment all day long. So the other thing that I think is really neat about the ability to attend these things is to get away from home. So I'll tell y'all one thing. I have 2 dogs and a stinky teenage boy who I love more than anything, but it is nice to go sleep in a hotel room where I don't have to get up and let the dogs out, where I can shower with the door wide open, like just that privacy that I get away from home is such a relief.
I got the TV remote to myself. I got a king-size bed.
Nice. And nobody was in it.
No one else was in it. It was just me. It was great.
Was there anything special, not just about sleeping, but about any part of the conference that you found?
Well, so I don't have kids at home, but I did at the time have a roommate, and I'm in a little beach shack. So being in a hotel room by myself was very nice with the AC set low. And also just meeting other people that are doing similar things to us other than my teammates. That was great. And hanging out by the poolside at the beginning of summer was a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Whoa, all right. Well, I'm not sure Indiana had a pool. Okay. Yeah, I think for me it's really getting to build relationships and learn from other people who've been in this industry for a while and learning about different ways that we can continue to deliver value to the members.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think the other fun, not so fun, sometimes not so fun, was sitting down with the government affairs folks and really hearing about different issues that are facing communities across the country and really getting to hear that the issues we have are the issues that many, many communities are facing as far as housing and workforce. And so that's a little reassuring and a little not reassuring.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, we're all kind of all in it together, and yet we're all in it.
Yeah.
At the same time. So yeah, that is helpful. I've always valued ACCE and CACCE offer. They're called peer groups, and so you get to gather with people who do the same job you do. So for me, it's the major cities CEOs. At ACCE, it's the CEOs across the Carolinas. For CACCE, the Governmental Affairs Division. There's an Education and Workforce Division. There's an Economic Development Division, and I've dabbled in all of those over the years. I have been in this business now for 25 years, so I've dabbled in it a lot. So all of you've now been to a conference with me because we all went to CACCE when we hosted it.
right.
The Blockade Runner, thank you, Nicholas. And then this year, of course, I think you guys had no idea the passion and the excitement that I have for my work. Y'all probably thought I was weird and unique. But now, don't you see that once this bug bites you, I mean, it is unique. You mentioned that early on. It is a unique profession and a unique world to live in. And once you love it, you just love it. And that's while I have a 3-year commitment from Laura, I'm not asking the rest. I'm not asking for more than that or anything really. But I do hope that you see, for those of us who have fallen in love with this work, always look for that. Where is your passion? And the way you can do that is participating in development. And I would say to our members, our business owners, and anybody else watching this who's managing a team, help your team members find their joy, their passion in the work that they do. You don't want to keep an employee who's not happy. So make sure you're helping them. And if we can help you with that, we'd love to do that. You can reach us at the Chamber building. You can find us online at wilmingtonchamber.org. If you're not currently an investor in the Chamber and you want to support the work that we're doing and the passion that we have for it, we'd love to have a conversation with you. So please stay in touch, and thank you for joining us.